that, I'd like to turn it over to Representative Joe Moody on his bills and some of what we're doing this session.
Thank you, Senator. Proud to be here today to stand with folks who care about veterans issues, and proud to work with the Texas Veterans Commission on issues that are pertinent and real and are going to impact our community and the community of Texas as a whole. I've sponsored House Bill 1008, which is the culmination of something that happened a couple years back, where the citizens of Texas voted over 87% to grant property tax exemption to our disabled vets in this state. We failed as a legislature last time to get that finished. This time we're going to finish the job, and 100% disabled vets are going to receive the property tax exemption that they were promised and that they voted for overwhelmingly a couple years back. Along with the Senator, I'll be working on bills that allow better access to the programs that our veterans have worked for and that they deserve. So I'm proud to stand here with the Senator, with the Texas Veterans Commission, and look forward to working with them all as we move through this session. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm John McKinney, one of the commissioners of the Texas Veterans Commission. One of the things that are really concerned about, we have a very large veterans population in Texas. We've got a growing population of those coming back from the war in Iraq, primarily our National Guard and Reserve forces here in Texas. The Texas Veterans Commission is concerned about our outreach to these people to let them know of their benefits, many of whom don't have a clue. Our concern, and pensions was mentioned. Pensions is a very narrow focus, if you will, on the kind of monetary benefits available to veterans. Through the Texas Veterans Commission, we're concerned with the service-connected disabilities, we're concerned with pension, we're concerned with employment, and we're concerned with education. There's a new GI Bill that goes into effect 1 August of this year that significantly changes the GI Bill program. It can also impact on family members, which the current GI Bills in Maine don't do. So we want to reach out to people. We want them to know that at all of our VA facilities, we have claims people, so they can come in and talk claims. They can talk pension. They can talk service-connected disability. Through the various workforce centers in the state, we have veterans employment people that work with disabled vets and other veterans to work with them on finding jobs, helping them find jobs, putting them in contact with employers. On the education side, the Texas Veterans Commission is what's called a state approving agency. We have people who go out and virtually approve from universities and community colleges all the way down to individual programs such as pilot training and some others. They approve these programs so that when veterans come back and want to use their GI Bill, they apply through the VA, but what the VA does is come back to the state agency and say, is this facility, is this particular program approved? Does it meet VA criteria? Some do, some don't. We're also required to go back periodically and revalidate many of those that we've been through before. So we're concerned, people are not aware, veterans are not aware of their benefits, as well as spouses and widows or widowers. That's what we hope to achieve. That's what we hope to do outreach. John.
Hello, I'm John House with the Texas Veterans Commission, and also I'm the Director of Outreach and Marketing there. The big concern here is there's 1.7 million veterans in the state of Texas. In the El Paso area alone, there are over 48,000 veterans. And we're finding that most of these veterans are unaware of their benefits. They're unaware that they have the accessibility to certain education benefits. They're unaware of certain disability benefits out there. A recent VA study shows that the veteran who goes directly to the VA to get assistance with a disability gets $6,200 less per year than if they were to come to an agency like ours to get help with their service-connected disability claims. And that's a big difference there. So we want to make sure that veterans out there know that there's an agency within the state of Texas, there's an agency within their community, Texas Veterans Commission, to assist them with getting any of their benefits. Last year we had over 140,000 veterans come to the Texas Veterans Commission and the Texas Workforce Commission to receive help getting a job. Out of those veterans, we got about 70% of them jobs. So any veterans need assistance with any job services, they can come to the Texas Veterans Commission. And one of the other major programs we have is the Education Benefits Program. Veterans are unaware that they have GI Bill benefits that they can use in places like colleges and universities traditionally, but they can also use them for on-the-job training programs if they're currently employed. They need to come to the Texas Veterans Commission. We help them set up these programs with their employers so they can get paid GI Bill benefits and earn their wage at their current jobs. So the big key there is just to let these veterans know there's an agency out there, the Texas Veterans Commission. We're here in El Paso. We have service-connected disability claims representatives. We have veterans employment representatives. And we have veterans education program representatives. They can help them take advantage of these benefits, find out where they need to go to get these benefits, help them with the paperwork, help them sift through the whole process, and do a lot of the hard work that they normally would do on their own for them in getting these benefits that they've earned over the years of service.
I'm going to ask the press that's here to put the numbers, the 1-800 numbers and the websites, if you will, in your story. And I'll get John to get with you to give you those numbers, particularly the website. We put a lot of time in that website. It's got every single program. It's really easy to read. It's easy to understand the benefits. And in many cases, you can apply online and understand it online. So if you don't mind, please put that in your story. We're open to any questions, and then we'll do in Spanish next.
Besides this press conference, what are you guys doing to get the word out there that these benefits are available?
This press conference will be done in every Senate district across the state. The Commission's asked every senator to help them. We're honored to be the first to lead the way, to lead the charge. In addition, this session, we're going to pass a historic bill that really moves the department, moves the Commission into the 21st century web world. The best way to get this information to veterans is in a weekly e-newsletter. Low cost to the taxpayer, high benefit to the veteran. And we want to put in front of 500,000 veterans by the end of 2010 all the information about these key benefits. So that's our goal. We're working through the legalities of getting those email addresses and making sure each department and agency is working with us, and that's what we're going to do.
Can you talk a little bit about the trade-off between the budgetary impacts versus the positive impacts from the programs that you talked about?
Let's first talk about e-vets. With 2 employees and a lot of sweat equity from this Senate office and this House office, we're going to put 500,000 vets into a program so they understand these benefits. The total cost of the state, my thinking is going to be nearly zero because these email addresses, for the most part, are already on file. All that's missing is an e-newsletter to get that information to the veteran. All the programs we're talking about here are already created. They're in. They've been budgeted. We're waiting for veterans to come and apply for education benefits, for housing benefits, for health benefits, for pension benefits. And finally, on the homeowner's exemption for veterans, disabled veterans, and widows, I believe every Texan supports that. That went through a vote. 87% of Texans said yes. Now we need to make it a reality.
How do you feel about, is there support in the legislature for all of these things that you're talking about?
When we talk about veterans and troops, that is a nonpartisan issue. Every Democrat, every Republican wants to support veterans.
On that same note, as the Texas Veterans Commission, we currently represent about 158,000 veterans with service-connected disabilities. From those folks that we represent, we're bringing back to the state of Texas in compensation and pension payments over $1.5 billion to those veterans. The state as a whole receives about $3.2 billion in the state to payments to veterans for compensation and pension. So that's tax-free money going to those veterans for compensation and pension payments.
That's all federal?
Yes, sir. Well, we want to thank you two guys, and you're welcome to go through it again if you want. But maybe we'll do one for our friends that came from the other stations and then get them that information. Do you want to do it in Spanish, English, or both? you want to come up here and do you feel? Okay. Johnny, okay with that?
Okay, I can do it one-on-one, that way these guys are getting here.
Okay, why don't we do it that way? You okay with that? Why don't we do you guys and we'll just run it again?